What's going on, family? It's True here. We got another weekly watch list video coming in live for y'all right now. Just to get on a few hot topics, we do have some red folders to look at. November 13th, we have core CPI data and unemployment claims. And on November 14th, Friday, we have core PPI data and retail sales. So only major net news to look forward to this week, unless we get some pop-up speeches. Trump like to talk and like to schedule them randomly. So that's the only thing I'm looking out for. As far as earnings, we do have a few significant earnings coming up. We have RGTI, Getty earnings on Monday after close. We have Oklo Tuesday after close. Cisco Wednesday after close. We got Disney Thursday before open, Billy, and Red Cat after close on Thursday, and you. And really, that's mainly what I'm looking forward to. So we do got some interesting names to talk about. I'm going to start off with Alcoa. So a few things I like about Alcoa first and foremost. We still inside full time frame continuity to the upside on Alcoa. Move these really quickly. So again, full time frame continuity to the upside. Inside hammer month point, and on the week, we got a nice hammer week. So we did go 2-2 to the downside, swept back to the upside and closed pretty strong, in my opinion. And that leads me to the daily, which we got that outside three. We was pretty much in this basin area that you can see here. Using this nice basin area. So I think price can get brought up from that basin area with a nice setup that we have on a daily, which would be our 3-2 up, calls above 37.58. Got a little small gap to fill from $38 to 38.70. So after we trigger 3-2 up, once we get past 38 bucks, we got a target of 38.70 to fill that gap. Then we got another target of 40 bucks. And then we got the previous week high at 40.81. Excuse me. So yes, that previous week high, and then we get up to the monthly high at 41.55. So I think Alcoa can do it. That monthly high will also re-trigger two up on a month, or not re-trigger, but go two up on a month as well. Been pretty bullish. I think this is some nice, beautiful pullback to catch to swing this right back to the upside. Check out some contracts here. We got some November cons going in. And again, we want to see what happens. I like to see worst case scenario. So let's see what happens at the end of the week on the 14th. Again, we got that $40 target, $40 target. And really, that could happen in one day. That could happen in 1.5 days. $40 target with the monthlies, guys. With the monthly, keep that in mind. If you hit that by the end of the week, that's 112%. Pretty decent in my opinion. We got that 4081, which is definitely possible as well. Nice risk to reward on these 4081. That would transfer out to 188%. Let's say we hit these by the 21st. We want to hit 4081 by the 21st, and that will equal out to 60%. But I expect to hit these targets at least by next Wednesday. Next Wednesday would be the 19th. At least hit 4081. That'd be over 108%. But again, that's more that we got the 21st. That's like 2 weeks out. That's more than enough time to hit target 40 and target 4081. And if they want to give us 4155, which is also very, very possible. Let's see how much that 55. That's almost a 200% return on investment. So beautiful numbers in my opinion. Hit down the 14th at 268. All Alcoa has to do is move up. You can use below this buy up area as a area to get out of the trade if price goes against us. But you see how price been holding that range. I like this trade. Again, 3-2 up. Fill that gap. Hit 40 bucks. See what happens from there. Next tick I want to talk about is F. I love the way F is setting up when bonkers for its earnings. Nice two down, two up off the earnings reaction. Beautiful pullback, giving us that hammer on the week. Inside month as well. So full time frame continuity to the upside. Hammer week went 2-1-2 downside, swept the lows, and now we go to the daily. We got a beautiful fail, two down on that daily, two two down, two up reversal coming out of this consolidation. Then we want to aim straight for that 13.80. Aim straight for that 13.80, then aim straight for 13.97 and see where we want to go from there. That will go two up on a month. 13.97 will be a heavy resistance area just because that's where you've been resisting for several quarters now. We look to the left, look to the left here. Let me move this. Look to the left here. So, very interesting area. If you look right here, in between right here, let's highlight that range. So again, very interesting area. Something just happened with my. There we go. Very interesting area. Just watch out for this between 1333 and 1395, I would say. But we can definitely hit the target of 1397. So hitting that analyze tab. These contracts are super, super cheap. You can load up on these, honestly. We got the 21 November 13.5s for 19 Cs, and then you got the 14s. I wouldn't go with the weeklies. I mean, if you're feeling bold enough, you could do that. Obviously, you could get more time with this, but if we was to hit these targets, again, we want to aim for that 1397. So 1397, you hit that by the 14th, that's 192%, which is pretty good in my opinion. And if you hit that by the 21st, which is more than enough time, that's 147%. So this trade is pretty much a no-brainer as far as risk to reward. The trade goes against us. You could take and start to hit this gap fill. I guess you can cut around that range, but for now, it's been holding it. Could consolidate some more before it start to head back to the upside, but there's a lot of space and opportunity to get up there. And the way these contracts look, they printing pretty decent, especially by the 21st. I mean, if you go with the weeklies, hit that by Friday, these are like astronomical numbers. So Ford, no brainer. Nice with the reward, beautiful contracts, everything looking on the up and up. See if we could get that continuation back to the upside. Next thing I want to talk about is Lyft. I really like Lyft. Shout out to Assets in the group, 1995. She was in this one, pointed this out to me. I really like the way Lyft looks as of right now. We is getting up in this challenging area, I would say within 2350 price range. That's the previous quarter high. And then we had the previous year high as well, which we just got above that previous year high. So we just mark that off. Bam, just got above that previous year high. So come back down to the month. Double inside month. Very excited for this. We have the potential to go 212 up on a month above 2271. And then finally that week, nice, strong week. So we did consolidate for the past 3 weeks. They swept it low, popped it back up. Now we got a potential to go 3-2 week, which is that will give us calls above 22.21. Calls above 22.21 will trigger that 3-2 week. And will also trigger 212 on a daily. So that's a double trigger. Again, be a little patient with this one. 2271 and 2350 will be a challenging area. As you can see, price love to sell off in this range according to this daily range over here. But if you can get above 23.50, the sky's the limit for Lyft. Get it above 23.50, the sky's the limit. We did have earnings already, so you don't have to worry about that. Had earnings on the 5th. Again, you just want to get above that 23.50, and let's find a target if we do. So we definitely have to find a target above 23.50. Let's push it back 10 years. Wow. So y'all see this long, huge drop? I mean, that's nothing but price may want to fill all this back to the upside. So this is really nothing but airspace and opportunity. I would actually have to look up to 50% on that huge weekly time frame. So let me pull out the fibs. And our next target would need to be the 50% of this, which is at 2606. So I get a better marking of this after the video, but we got it. 2606, 2608, whatever you want to call it. We need we can use that as a target all the way until we get back up to 31.52. So wow, lots of potential for lift. Lots of potential. Keep this one on high alert. If this gets about 23.50, I think we can float. I think we can float. We have to use 18.86 at area. If price doesn't hold, we got to get out there. But man, I actually like this trade. Just got this from contracts. So we have to November 21st. You could get more time on this. Um, you don't have to stay with that. 26.03 will be one of the targets. If we hit that by the 21st, that'd be over 380%. 24.37. That's right above 23.50. So yeah, we definitely want to hit at least 23.50 by Friday and see what happens from there. But that 26.03 is definitely possible. Loving that setup. Let's go to the next ticker, Amazon. Amazon. So Amazon has some decent pullback. It did attack the gap and got swept back up. The reason why I like Amazon is because one, we held these quarterly range highs here. Boom. We held that. We turned old resistance, aka supply, into support. So now we back into that supportive zone. We did sweep above the previous quarter high, which is at 238.85. We swept that back to the upside, create this wick on the current month. And now we are looking to see what we want to do there. Um, Not the strongest week, in my opinion, right? Let's say everything is bearish. You could catch the two up, two down. So let's put this as an above or below trade. So puts below the previous quarter high if we go bearish again, 238.85. I believe if we don't hold that number, Amazon could drop. Amazon could drop. If we do hold that number, and if we do hold above the previous month close at 244.22, then we get that two down, two up reversal and hit 250.50 as a target and then get back up to 255.36 as a target. So that's your calls to the upside. Puts below 238.85, calls above 244.99. You can take your base hits on this or trade it all the way back up to reclaim the highs of 258.60. However you want to trade it is on you. But the plots are there. The plots are there. To the downside, we got a target of 232.82 and 228.44. So I like this setup either way because the downside look also promising, especially if this hammer doesn't hold. All right, let's look at some upside contracts. I like the 21 250s for 365. And of course, we have a target of 255.36, 255.36 will be 117 return on investment if hit on Friday. If you hit that on the 21st, that's only a 52. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And if you get up to 258.60, by the 21st, that will equal out to 137%, which is very, very good. Okay, now to the downside, okay, we want to target at least 235 or 230s. So the downside, you can have multiple contract selections here. 230 is good. 235 is also valid on the 21st expirations. And let's say we were to hit again 232.82. And we was do that by the 14th. That's in the week. That's 149%. So that's decent. That's very, very decent if we're able to do that. 228.44. 236, and even if that was hit by the 21st, 177. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good in my opinion. So again, I like this on both sides. We have both ends of the spectrum on this one. No bias. Next thing I'm gonna talk about is AL. I put AL on watch last week, despite all the government shutdowns. We're gonna keep this on watch. The chart itself still actually look pretty decent. We'll start off with this yearly. So we want to re-trigger that 3-2 year, that two down, three up year. We won't trigger that until we get back above 18.20. Just mark that off. 18.20. The quarterly, as of right now, is still inside quarter. We do have the potential to go two up on a quarter after we had this crazy hammer, not hammer, shooter to the downside, went right back inside up. They kept this quarterly highs or close. They held that as defense, brought the price back up. Buyer stepped in, and now we have the potential to go two up on that QR. Finally, on the month. Nice 2-on-2 month potential as well. So two up on the QR, 2-on-2 up on a month. Weekly time frame has a double hammer. So loving this setup. Uh, the $14 range will be pretty tough to get past the 14.05, $14 range. So just be a little patient with this one. I believe if we could get back above this $14 range, we can hit 14.56 as a target, 15.18 as a target, and finally 15.66 as a target. It's just that this may struggle here just a little bit. So if you do take this trade, be a little patient. We like calls above this 3-2 here. So calls above 13.80 or 13.79. And again, be a little patient. This may pull back and stay within this box range that you see. That's if we're not able to break these major levels right above. So as soon as we get above those major levels, I believe 15.46 can be hit pretty easy and 15.18. So just keep that in mind. Let's check the hyper time frames. A lot of consolidation going on there. So just a two up on a 3-day. I mean, 2-day, two up on a 3-day. 4-day, pretty much the same thing. Okay. So yeah, that level is going to be pretty tough. Quarterly, monthly, and weekly level on top of each other will be pretty tough, but the setup is there. So if you're down, take the risk. There it is. Check out the analyze tab. We have December 19th, 44. So you can actually go long on these. You can actually go pretty long on these. Again, our target is 15.18. Got 15.18 here. Do that with the December's, that's 113%. That's very, very good. By the 21st. Very, very good. November 21st, that's over almost a 200% return on investment. And 15.18 is not that far. 14.56, not that far as well. 43%, and that's on the 21st. You do that with the weeklies. I don't suggest getting weeklies, but I know some people would do it. Uh, That's still 115%. And you do that with the December's 15.18 is 133%. So by the 21st, still over 100%. So that's pretty good odds as far as the numbers with November's and December's. I wouldn't sleep on this one. More than enough time. Next ticker, HPE, Hewlett Packard. Reason why I like Hewlett Packard is everything I like about it is based mainly on a daily time frame. I just like the pullback that it got in this PMG setup that it has as well. As long as price holds 22.79, I like calls above 23.54 that'll go 2-2 red and PMG back to the upside. And I would love to hit the target of 24.92 before going higher. Simple setup, nothing else more to it. Nothing really more else to it. We have some flips going on in here as far as supply and demand. So supply area flipping to demand area, and let's see if we can start to actually push back to the upside. So that's what I like about this trade. That's really all I like about this trade. The analyze tab, cheap contracts as well, not bad at all. We get the 21 November 24 Cs for 52 cents. And again, we want to target at least 24.92. And that's over 70 or about an 80% if we hit that target by the 21st. Again, that's with the 21s. If you want to go with the December's, 38%, not crazy, but these targets hit these targets way before the expiration date. 25.36 will be next on the menu as a target. We do that on the 21st contracts. That's over 160%. Remember, these cons only 52 bucks. The December's it's 100 bucks, 62%. So not bad. I like the risk to reward on this one. I like the setup and I like the way the contracts pay out. So that's why I like this Hewlett Packard trade as one of our potentials. Next ticker, I never trade this one, but I love the way it looks. It's called Unity Group. I did a little bit of research and it's like a networking group where they use like fibers. And they have been having a robust year as far as fiber networks. And I'm very much interested in this ticker. Never traded before, but again, very interested. We swept 3-2 down on the QR, turned to a hammer on the month, went 2-2 rev on the month. So we got some bullish continuation to look at on the week. Beautiful 3-2 week, and they beat earnings. So more upside is on the horizon for this one. We got the 3-2 week up here. And if we look on the daily, we got a nice 2-1, 2 down, 2 up reversal. So close above $6.59. Trigger that weekly trigger. That would trigger 3-2 week on at $76.72. Got a small ass target of $6.95. Then we want to hit that previous quarter open at 717. Then we want to hit this price level of 748 and see what happens from there. So I believe 7.17 and 748 will be an area of concern. But after we get above that, we have this long wick to fill and we can get back up to 835, in my opinion. Again, this could be a very bullish stock, kill earnings, just starting to make its move from the lows and look at where it's coming from. Coming from a major demand area. So it could have dipped a little bit more down here, but that didn't happen. So we're gonna see what we can do with this trade. We're gonna see what we can do with this trade. Okay. Let's go back to that daily. So let's get the targets. Contracts are not bad. Either contract's super cheap. The November's only 15 cents, 7 C's. And again, we want that target of 17.70, $7.17, $7.17. That's 35% by the 21st, but we can hit that by the 14th realistically. Again, with the monthlies, if we hit that by the 14th, that's 143% return. And in this, we can get up there pretty easy. We just now starting to actually reverse back to the upside and we popping off that point of control. So it can happen. I will cut these if it go below this quarterly level at 611, but it looks good so far. If we get above 7.17, you got 7.48. This is give us a beautiful return on investment if hit by the 14th. If not, hit by the 21st. Still a beautiful return on investment. So as far as risk to reward with a cut, as far as what the contracts are doing, this is a pretty good trade. We got the December's here. December's at 87%. If that's done, hit by the 14th, I would take profit on that. 100% return on investment. So not no long out targets, very obtainable targets. We get one leg like this, that'd be beautiful. Uh, these could really get back up to 912 and 835, honestly. That'd be over 300% return. And that's on December's. Let's go to the 1,000% return on investment if hit the 912s by 21st, which is possible. Could have hit that 835 as well. So love that setup. Keep eyes on that new trade. Next thing I'm gonna talk about is NVIDIA. Um, this one, I say this one will rise as long as the market is ready to rev back to the upside. Okay. We do have earnings on the 19th, so there could be an earnings run up as well. Uh, Third reason why I like this trade, we are in a buying area, as we can see here. We hammered in that area as well. So that's really mainly what I like about this trade. Retest this range, see if we could reverse back to the upside. Simple 2-2 rev on this calls above 188.57. You could day trade this if you want. Don't have to swing this. We have a target of 193.51, target of 195.62, another target of 197.62, and then we can see what happens from there. If you're feeling bold enough, you could go with the weeklies on this one. Only if you're feeling bold enough. So like the 200%, 200 strike. So what's our target again? Yeah, 187. And if we really get some juice, we can head back up to 203. This will be hit it by the 14th. So we hit that by the 14th. That's 99%. Again, that's the monthlies. I would day trade these probably. Again, if you're feeling risky, you can go with the weeklies. And if we had that, that's over 239% with the weekly. 100% with the monthly. I don't think 197 yields anything crazy. Maybe 26%. Meh. But yeah, that's why I like NVIDIA. All right. But that wraps up our weekly watch list. Y'all know already know in the group. If we see some more heat, it will be posted inside the group. All right. Hope everybody have a blessed week and let's make some green. Peace out.